Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming to my speech. Today, I will be talking about nurture by nature. What this means is thinking of nature as a natural medicine rather than something that you go out occasionally for a walk or you kind of just ignore and forget it's there, and then you go home and you just look at your TV. Have you ever been so stressed from a day at work or a hard assignment at school and you kind of just wanted to go home, stare at the TV, or just doom scroll on TikTok? Yeah? Okay. Well, I'm here to tell you that nature can solve that and take all of that away from you. The reason I say this is because when you are constantly drowning in the deep dark hole of media, you will find yourself to constantly compare your lifestyle to others. Going outside should be your way of relaxing after a crazy day at work or school because nature is filled with many beautiful benefits. One of them being going outside and sweating can release endorphins, which leads you to a happier lifestyle. And also, going outside is just a great way to meet your neighbors or go and get socialization. It doesn't necessarily have to be you isolated from the world. It could just be a way of you being social. First, sitting on the couch for hours staring at the TV is not benefiting your mental health. If anything, it ruins your mental health. When you go for walks, it instantly clears your mind and it boosts your serotonin. When kids grew up surrounded in neighborhoods full of greenery, they had a 55% chance higher rate of happiness than those who grew up in neighborhoods with little to no greenery. Finally, there are many studies where people have been put to the test to see what will reduce the average person's stress levels. And most of those studies results stated that people who went for hikes or a walk had a tremendously increased their mental health. Now, according to A.J. Moffat, people who live in towns and cities with a small amount of nature are increasingly more depressed than those who are surrounded by greenery. There has been multiple tries for schools to establish a program for children to explore nature and understand its importance, because many kids now, when they go to restaurants, they don't look at their parents or even look up from the iPad. They're kind of just stuck watching whatever show they're watching or playing whatever game, and they're losing that ability to socialize, which also can ruin their mental health as they get older. For me, I didn't really grow up staring at an iPad, but I did go outside and play with my sister. We would always go for walks or go around the block and we lived by a lot of greenery. This is one of my pictures of me on a trail in New York. We just went for a walk. And then this is another trail by my house now. I just went for a walk and it's hard to see, but there's a little bird. And then in here is just a picture of the sunset when I was out with my friend, and another sunset as well. And then here is a picture of a trail in Asheville that I went across. It's a little waterfall in there. And I just thought these were all very calming moments in my life and kind of released some stress I may have had at the time. Now, after COVID-19 epidemic, there was an increase in the amount of people who had been going outside, according to the MDPI in the article titled Keep Calm and Go Out. COVID-19 was a very hard time for everybody in our generation and generations before, because it's something we weren't used to, which caused us to become very discomforted and we kind of just wanted to be inside and just stare at our TVs the whole time and see what the update was, rather than going outside and becoming less stressed and taking your mind off of it. In a time where people were under a constant amount of stress, they were seeking ways to overcome it. Many have tried social media, but the ultimate benefit was going outside. This is significantly important to remember because this was during a time where we as a society weren't able to go out and socialize. This brought the world a huge amount of discomfort, but we found peace in nature. For me, during COVID-19, what I did, because I was also very young in 8th grade, I would go outside with my sister, we would cartwheel, we would do whatever it was that would let the day pass by, because if not, every day would became repeatedly the same. And for like an 11-year-old, that was not a great way to be, the situation to be in. And now I bring that into my normal life, because when I have a hard assignment, I go outside and I walk after doing it, or a hard class and I may have failed a test, I go outside and I walk, and that kind of just releases any stress I have. and I hope you guys can do the same. Overall, the one thing I would like you guys to take away from this speech is how important it is to go outside in hard times, and children also need to be exposed in nature and not rotting on an iPad at family dinner. So in the future, if you have kids, take them out and go with them on the field trips and expose them to nature and all of its benefits. And also, during hard times in life, just simply going outside is so beneficial as a human being for our body and our mental health, because not only for our mental health, our body also benefits, such as getting exercise and being in shape can bring people happiness, and as well as just movement and seeing your neighbors. And now that you all understand the importance of going outside, I would like for you to go out and spread everything you learned today to help our world.